Oh,
roads intersect. Yeah. And the tune is basically three 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 basically. I mean,
yeah,
for me, it's sort of a moment of, it's the combination of prayerfulness, uh, an anxiety where you're at the point, almost the point of you know, breaking. There's just so much inside of you that wants to come out, but you don't want to. You want to control it. You don't want it to explode because that's not constructive.
right.
But you know that you are at a crossroads. You know you're at a point where whatever the decision you make then and there will determine not only the rest of your life, but also the rest of, in this case, the people that, that in your city, in your town, in your neighborhood, in your world. So for me, that's why, this point, I thought that would be interesting to use this moment during the what visually is sort of chaotic and violent and
Yeah,
emotional and intense, but to contrast it with this really profound, deep, prayerful moment where you know that whatever decision you make at this moment is going to have a long-term impact. And so
yeah,
it's
yeah,
very
yeah.
important that you
No,
make the right decision.
no, that's wonderful, Charles, and that's exactly how I was kind of thinking about it um, when I put together these scenes. So I have an idea for the whole piece, um, based on Charles, what you've been talking about, based on what Daniel you've been talking about. That I think, I mean, this is just a very, very kind of meta structure. But what do you think about the idea in terms of movement? That in the first section, you're circling, trying to get sort of like two cats, like kind of, trying to get to some sense of each other, right? In the second section, it's this idea of the delay or out of sync. And what I'm thinking is that you now you're trying to connect, but you keep missing each other, and it's like you're out of sync with one another because you actually are out of sync with one another in many ways. Um, but that would be the second section, is trying to make the connection, but it's there's and when I was thinking delay, it's almost like, Daniel, like you might reach for Charles and he might be moving the other direction. In other
Right.
words, it's a kind of delayed effect where you can't coordinate. It's hard to coordinate.
Yeah, and I think that the that's great. I think the delay could be really many things. I don't know if there's like a glitch kind of thing you could do, or also like the chaos of it. Like, is there a way to like layer some ideas? There's more of us on the screen. It's not just one of each of us.
I can
So it
have all. Well,
becomes
there are four of you, so I can have all four of you at that point, so that there's also a sense of that delay. But I could do things technically with the delay, but I was thinking about how that could translate to actual choreography, because I
right,
think that's a really interesting idea. Is if you
right,
can sort of build in these latencies into your movement, you know.
right,
I think that would be really interesting. It would play off of the fact that you're online, you're on the network, and also you're trying to make this connection with Charles, and you can't, not
right.
yet. And then the third section, we had, Greg and I had a nice conversation about this, and we were talking about this film called The Big Night. Have either of you ever seen that film, The Big Night?
Yes.
Char-
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
well, at the end of the film, It's Stanley Tucci and I don't know the name of the other actor, but they're two Italian brothers who have come to America to start up a restaurant. And they go through every kind of calamity you can imagine. It's a complete crazy thing. But at the end, and they have a big fight and a falling out and all this stuff. And what happens is that they come back together at the very end in the kitchen of the restaurant after this whole calamity has taken place. And for the Greg, how long is that scene? You know how long it is.
7 minutes.
7 minutes. So Stanley Tucci makes scrambled eggs for actually for three of them. There's the two brothers and then one of their girlfriends. And so he's making eggs, and it's very detailed. He's like whipping up the eggs, and then he pours it into the pan, and he's very uh, dexterous with his hands and the pan and so forth. And then he serves it up, and then they eat it, and they don't say a word for the whole 7 minute scene, not a word. And then it's the end of the movie. It's like it's so powerful. So I kind of had that image of like the two of you, just like right now. Like this could be the ending right now. The two of you together, finally together. And the movement is really just like the lack of movement, I suppose, um, in which you're just talking and sitting together, and everything black around you.
But we're literally talking.
Yes, yes.
So no singing.
Well, no, there could be singing, but Greg, you had a really brilliant idea about this yesterday. Maybe you could explain it to them.
Uh, you start, Randall. I'll jump in.
Um, well, what we were thinking of is that we first started talking about spoken words, and and we wanted to, or maybe I wanted to, avoid anything that's memorized, that's pre-planned. But the idea would be is that you would ask each other questions or find a topic or just kind of have a response to what you've been through during the course of the piece. And whatever you say to each other would be completely brand new. Because, the idea is that the whole piece is about the two of you getting to know each other. And it's sort of like, when you're with a friend or even an old friend and you tell each other stories about your life and you say, oh, wow, I didn't know that. You never told me that. That kind of a thing, like something new that neither of you would be able to anticipate. But it's completely authentic.
Right.
What do you think?
Well, I have a question. How does it connect with the rest of the piece? What's come before it? It seems disjointed and like almost a different piece.
It's a reconciliation. It's almost like I mean, this is for me, this is my interpretation, but it's kind of like the two of you are symbols of black white, symbols of contrast and division, um, that has manifested itself through Black Lives Matter and through the pandemic and through everything that we've been going through for the past year. There's a sense of enormous division in our society, politically, economically, health wise, racially. Everything is so divided right now. And so the two of you, during the course of the piece, are negotiating a reconciliation as like just two human beings representing the larger society, trying to find common ground between the two of you. And so at the end, I think the idea that we've been thinking about here is that the ending is just like we've gone through we've gone through the neighborhoods, the two of you getting to know each other and sharing your spaces, where you live, and then going through all the turmoil of protests and all of that, and then and all this time trying to negotiate each other, trying to find each other, trying to get to know each other. at the end, you find each other. You're just together and you're having a conversation. And that's where we completely erase the boundaries of black white.
I'm not 100% convinced.
Well, I'm not going to try to convince you right now, Charles, but I think
Okay,
that
but
but I
let me just
yeah.
let me just interject this idea, and that is, I don't necessarily see words as being the ultimate communicator. I mean, you just gave a great example of the big night where there were no words at all,
Right, right.
and it told a completely powerful story. And as artists, I mean, I use words and words are powerful. I love words. Um, and I can see some exchange. Uh, but I don't think we should throw out the ability of sound and movement to also communicate a profound idea. I mean, that's where we sort of started in the first two movements, as it were, and to suddenly throw that all out and leave us with a conversation. I know I'm willing to try it for sure,
Yeah.
but that's my
Charles, I
only
think you're
little.
right, and I think all I'm trying to do is suggest a moment of intimacy, and
Yeah, I totally get that.
that's all. If you want to make it a
Yeah.
conversation, if you want to make it something that between movement and singing, if you want to make it just holding each other or trying to hold each other in the space that even though you're remote from one another, however you want to achieve that is fine. But it's the idea of intimacy at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think for me, the thing that I'm thinking about is um, like trying to flush one of these sections out because I'm trying to figure out kind of like what my relationship to Charles is. And I like the idea that we're both sort of metaphors for greater society. But like, I don't know how to be with Charles in the space quite yet. Like, if he's singing, like I listened to Lean on Me this morning, if he's singing, is it enough that I'm moving? And that's that us sharing the space, expressing ourselves with these different ways together has meaning. So like I'm not sure like if I don't know like our relationship. And I think then that will help define sort of the Randall idea at the end is like because I love the idea of intimacy as well. But I feel like we need to try to flush something out and like
But
pick a
yeah,
section
yeah,
and try to
yeah. I'm totally with you, but I think that that's what the piece is about, is finding that connection, so that it feels natural at the end, whatever it is that you're doing, it's
yeah,
natural
totally.
at the end, and so
Well, that's the
Well,
I think it's yeah. Go ahead.
go ahead, Greg.
I was just going to say that one of the very simple and profound ideas that James Baldwin used to always put across, and that is he used to say, ultimately, all men are brothers. And until you're ready to accept that concept, we will never progress. You first have to accept the concept, and not being gender specific, but just that all men are brothers. And I think that if we start, Daniel, with that idea that even though we're strangers, the one thing we have in common is this profound belief that all men are brothers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even brothers. I mean, look at Prince Harry and Prince Philip. I mean, even in the closest relationships, brothers can have conflict. It doesn't, to say that all men are brothers doesn't mean that we're always going to get along or agree or even like each other. But if we don't accept the basic concept, you know, so I think that we, Daniel and Charles, if we start out with this, believing in this idea that all men are brothers, and take it from there, And that's what we're left with too in the end.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
And basically our trajectory through this piece, we get to the end and we accept that concept even more profoundly and more deeply. And
because
for me, that's the
of what
intimacy.
you've been
That
through together.
yeah, and the thing is that I think we have it by human nature. You walk down the street and you see somebody who slipped and fallen. You don't ask yourself, what country are they from? What language do they speak? What their nationality is. Your instinct is to help,
Right.
you know? Like the other day I was walking down the street in Little Tokyo and there was this older Asian woman and she had packages and she was trying to get into this door that was really heavy. And instinctively, I just went and I held the door open for her. And at that moment, she and I had this. I mean, she could have been my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? We had this intimate moment in the middle of a busy street that was just between her and me that said, I acknowledge you as another human being. You mean something to me.
Right. Right. Yeah. So I feel
Yeah.
like the more simple we can make this piece, the more we can get out of it. It's a kind of
Yeah.
I think there's more
Yeah.
reward to reap, and so the idea. I mean, that's what I tried to do in my notes. I tried to synthesize and distill, circling, and then out of sync, and then intimacy. That's the trajectory. That's simple. And
Well,
then
let's.
I mean,
also
maybe,
the idea of neighborhood, conflict, and reconciliation.
Yeah. My, I'm totally on board with everybody saying. I think there's something actually interesting in hearing Charles speak, and me watching that happen. But I'm I'm on board with all these concepts, but I feel like we need to like spend some time with one of them. I don't know like just kind
yeah,
of how to move forward. And like if we want to
yeah,
work on circling, let's work on that for a while and
yeah.
Charles sing and start to choreograph something, the event
I mean,
of
if we
what.
know if we know that we have three distinct
Yeah,
sections, maybe we can dedicate a whole rehearsal to one section.
yeah, exactly. I'm down with that.
You know?
We don't have all that many
I,
rehearsals, but I mean, I love that idea. What I think would be really useful right now, and Greg, you tell me if you think this is a good strategy, is that if we have an hour left, and if we spend like say 15 minutes on each of the three sections, and then we give ourselves 15 minutes at the end to discuss. Um,
yeah,
what I like the idea is that the two of you would just move together, and Charles, you can bring in singing, and
yeah, I'd
then
love
Yeah.
to.
while you're
And it
doing
won't
this,
be perfect. The singing won't be perfect.
no, we
So
don't expect
at
perfect.
this point,
Yeah,
That would be
but
great though.
but
I'd love
but also, and Randall, you switched songs in my outline, right?
no,
yes,
Yeah,
you
you
mean the
did.
yes, I
order? The
think so.
order.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I did. I really felt strongly about um, beginning with. Wait a second.
I
Uh,
wish I knew how it felt to be free.
yeah, I really like that as
Okay.
a beginning
Yeah,
because
I have no problem with it. I just want to
yeah,
be sure.
and then
And that's
the trivium is in the middle, which is a perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like classical form. You have the conflict in
Yeah.
the middle, and then the last section is lean on me. I mean, it seems perfect.
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. I'd love to just sort of like Charles if you would sing, and I would try to just move in the space, and Randall if you wanted to play with the
Yeah,
technology.
I want to work on the visual material that I've got here, and while
Yeah,
you're doing that, so
that'd be great. I would love to
and
do that.
I'd really like to just practice. Just even having the two of you in the black like this is so great. Because I
Yeah,
can really
totally.
focus in on what's working. You know.
What is this red thing in front of me?
It's my chair.
Oh, I thought it was something that I was doing wrong.
Yeah, it's a alert. Yeah, Daniel, put that chair in there whenever Charles does something wrong.
Yeah,
Okay. I guess I'll just keep it there then. Oh, just kidding.
keep it there. Exactly. I love it. You know, red's my favorite color, so I don't have any issue with it.
There you go.
Okay. All right. So, um, why don't we just start with these two of you? This is the. Let's just call this Charles and Daniel 1 and 2, and where Charles, you're in front. Daniel, you're
Okay,
behind.
I'm just I'm moving my chair out of the way. 1 second. I was sitting down there. All right.
And then, just so you know, so this is Charles and Daniel 1 and 2 Chroma, and this is Charles and Daniel 1 and 2 Alpha. Oh, what happened to Charles? Charles, you disappeared. Oh wait.
I don't know why. I haven't done anything.
Oh, I see. When I okay, I have to figure that one out. I'm not sure why. When I, Greg, when I make Daniel an alpha, it's not showing through. I have to figure out why that is. But
It's
anyway,
because he's in front of Charles. That's why.
yeah, but it's supposed to be transparent in the black area. Um, okay, I have some work to do on that. I can see that. It might be. I'm just trying to
Yeah,
figure out. It's
you
so hard to work on this by myself.
you probably need to figure this out. Otherwise, whenever
Yeah.
Yeah.
you go to Alpha on Daniel, you're gonna block everything else out.
Right. Right.
How do you know all this stuff, Greg?
Do this,
From
Charles.
Randall.
Charles, do this.
Okay, I'm gonna keep you in the alpha mode for now. I mean, in the chroma mode for now. But I'll take that background out. So, but anyway, so yeah, because if I make, God, that's really a little frustrating there. I thought I had that all figured out.
Yeah, I think you have to figure this out, Randall, for us to be able to go forward.
Yeah, I'm fine if you need to take the time to figure it out.
Okay, just the, give me a sec.
Yeah.
Can I take this moment to for a potty break?
Yeah. Ah. Have to wait for Daniel to come back to see what's going on here.
I'm here.
There he is. Okay, so now I've got the two of them with, yeah. So the alpha, I think the alpha needs to be, it needs to be applied as a mask to a different channel in order for both of them to be on. I think that's how I was doing it before. Um, which is really nice anyway. Daniel, can you move a little bit so that you're not in front of Charles? If you, the two of you could separate each other, or maybe I could do it.
I can't see. All I see is me as a mask with some video imagery coming through.
Right, right.
So I can't see Charles. Or maybe I can. I don't know. Oh yeah, maybe I can.
Let me try something else here. Whoop. I need Charles. I need you in the picture.
I think I just heard his toilet flush. There.
Okay. So now, yeah. See, now Charles covers up Daniel. But what happens if I? No. So, Greg, I think the problem is that unless it's if it's just the alpha mass by itself, it doesn't show through. There has to be something behind it, and I have to show that other layer, not that layer. You never actually show the layer that has the alpha in it. It has to be a different layer.
Does this mean so when you key it out, it's not going to transparent, it's going to black?
Yeah. Because the what you're doing, you're turning the chroma into a mask, into an alpha mask. But it can't be on its own. It has to then be applied to another layer, which is transparent around the mask.
So you need, essentially, it seems to me, then you need a dummy still photograph which is transparent. So you apply it to a transparent image.
Well, you apply it to another image.
Yeah,
So,
and that other image could be transparent.
yeah, like
Did you hear me?
yeah.
Did you understand what I was suggesting?
Yeah, the other image should be transparent.
Yeah.
So it kind of needs to be let me just put well, I don't want to, you know what, Greg? I don't think it's that important right now that we have all the chromas and alphas working. I think what would be more useful is to concentrate on these different movements and just using the chromas for the time being. And until I have to get this figured out. It probably would take longer than we have time for in the rehearsal.
Okay.
Okay, so if the two of you could start circling, working on scene one, circling, and just developing some ideas around that, and just give me any instructions that you want regarding your position, where I have you on the screen and so forth.
I'd love to hear it I don't know, Charles, if you could just sing it and we could just be improving a little bit because I don't know what it sounds like.
Hello?
And then Brando, I still don't. I'd love to just kind of hear it
Hello?
once. Charles, are you there? Charles, can you hear me?
Charles? Did Charles lose his sound?
I'm not
Yeah, it
sure.
seems like it.
Oh,
Charles, testing 1, 2, 3. Oh.
hey, Randall.
Yeah.
Are me and Charles, our images kind of like this now, or are we like symmetrical on top of each other? How you have us layered?
Test, 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 test.
Bring that out. Okay, so let me get you exactly centered right now.
Hello?
Yeah, I'd be interested in that. Yeah. Charles, we
Hello?
can hear you say hello, but I don't know. We can't. I
Okay,
don't
so
think you can
now
hear
the
us.
two of you are centered.
So our boxes are lined up. I think that'll be helpful.
I think Charles's batteries went out. I'm wondering if damn.
Hello?
Charles, can you hear me?
Hello?
Ah.
Hello?
Charles, can you hear me? So, Greg, maybe you can help Charles. His earpods went out.
Uh, um,
Hello?
is
We're
it possible
texting.
batteries went dead?
Do you have your text?
I have text. What should I ask him?
Um, to ask him if his batteries went out. I think they might have.
can we switch his output to the built-in speakers?
Yeah, I guess we'll have to, but we're going to get feedback. Charles, can you hear me now? Charles?
I can hear you without my. Hello? Say it again.
Yeah, I just switched it to your built-in speakers.
Can you speak, Randall?
Did your batteries go out?
I don't know. What I'm hearing you from is my computer.
I know, I switched it so you could hear me.
Oh, okay. You know, I charged my earpods overnight, and it says that. Let me check it.
Because we could just we don't need you don't need your AirPods right now to do this rehearsal.
I'm checking it, Randall. But even when I hear you from my computer, it's really low.
He is speaking a little quiet, Charles.
Yeah, is that better?
Well, if I can hear you well enough. It's not. I'm just wondering why the sound isn't larger.
How's
I
my
mean,
voice?
I have you up to full volume, and it's not very loud.
How's my voice, Charles?
It's all the same level, Greg. It's not how loud or soft you're speaking.
Okay.
It's the volume level on my computer.
Okay. Well, if you
But in
want
any
to,
event, I can hear you well enough. You can hear me
Okay.
fine?
yes, we can hear you fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know
Okay.
what I mean. I have used my earpods for hours and hours and hours. It should not have died this soon.
Yeah. Well, let's worry about it later.
Okay. In the meantime, I'm letting it charge up a little bit.
Okay.
Are we going to start in black background?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Are we waiting on anybody?
We're waiting on Charles. Ugh.
Charles, let us know when you're ready.
Oh, okay. Let me just see if these will work again.
Well, we only have a half an hour left.
Can you switch me back, Randall, to the earpods just so I
Yeah.
can test it?
Yeah.
Test 1 2 1 2.
Yeah. Great.
Can you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it working now?
Yes.
Okay. Great. So just go ahead. I just want to work with the black for the moment.
Okay. Wait, let me just turn you down. I had you up really high. Okay.
I'd love to just hear the song, Charles. Are you just gonna sing it, and we can kind of move in the space together?
Yeah, I can do that. I had to print out the words though, because it's kind of a long song. So.
No, I think it'll be good to kind of get into what the world is. So.
Okay.
I'd love
Well, just
that.
tell me what you like. Tell me what you'd like me to do.
I think sing the song, so we hear what
Okay.
it sounds like, and I'm
All
gonna
right.
move around a little bit with you.
Okay. Sometimes. Oh no, no, that's a different song. Sorry, 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 sorry. I have to switch gears.
All right.
I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all these chains holding me. And I wish I could say all the things I should say. Say 'em loud, say 'em clear, for the whole round world to hear. And I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart. Remove all the stars that keep us apart. And I wish I could know what it means to be me. Then you'd see and agree that every man should be free. Oh, and I wish I could give all I'm a longing to give. And I wish I could live like I'm a longing to live. And I wish I could do all the things that I can do. And though I'm way overdue, I'd be starting anew. Well, I wish I could be like the birds in the sky. And how sweet it would be if I found I could fly. Oh, I'd soar through the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing 'cause I know, yeah. Then I'd sing 'cause I know, yeah. And I'd sing 'cause I know how it feels to be free. I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. Oh, and I wish I could break all these chains holding me. And I wish I could say all the things I should say. Say 'em loud, say 'em clear, for the whole round world to hear. I wish I could share all the love in my heart. Remove all the bars that keep us apart. Oh, and I wish you could know what it means to be me. Oh, then you'd see and agree that every man should be free. Oh, that every man should be free. Don't you know, I wish I could give all I'm a longing to give. And how I wish I could live like I'm a longing to live. And I wish I could do all the things I can do. Now I'm way overdue. I'd be starting anew. Oh, I'd be starting anew. Well, I wish I could be like a bird in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found I could fly. I'd soar to the sun, then look down at the sea. Then I'd sing 'cause I know, oh, I'd sing 'cause I know, yes, I'd sing 'cause I know how it feels to be free, how it feels to be free, how it feels to be free. I wish I could share all the love in my heart. I wish I could remove all those bars that keep us apart. You know that I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you'd see and agree that every man should be free. Oh, every man should be free. Yes, every man should be free. Oh, how I wish I could be. Oh, I wish I could be like a bird in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found I could fly. I'd fly to the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing 'cause I know, ooh, I'd sing 'cause I know, ooh, yes, I'd sing 'cause I know how it feels to be free. Oh, I wish I could give like I'm longing to give. I wish I could live like I'm longing to live. You know that I wish I could do all the things that I can do, though they're way overdue. I'd be starting anew. Oh, I'd be starting anew. Yes, we'd be starting anew. I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. Oh, and I wish I could break all these chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things that I should say. Though I'm way overdue, I'd be starting anew. Let me say, I'd wish I could say all the things that I should say. Say 'em loud, say 'em clear, for the whole round world to hear. Say 'em loud, say 'em clear, for the whole wide world to hear. Oh, how I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart. Remove all the bars that keep us apart. I should say, I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart and remove all the bars that keep us apart. And I wish I could know what it means to be me. Then you'd see and agree that every man should be free. Oh, then you'd see and agree that every man should be free. I'd say, I wish you could know what it means to be me. Oh, and I wish you could see and agree. Oh, and I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart. And oh, I wish I should say, that I should say. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, I wish I knew how it would feel to be me. Oh, and I wish I could share all these chains holding me. And I wish I could say all the things I should say. Say 'em aloud, say 'em clear, for the whole round world to hear. Oh, I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart. Remove all the bars. I said, remove all the bars. Ooh, remove all the bars that try to keep us apart. That try to keep us apart. That keep us apart. I wish you would know what it means to be me. Then you'd see and agree how every man should be free. Mm-hmm. 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 Ooh, 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 ooh. Mhm. Oh, I wish I could give all I'm longing to give. I wish I could live like I'm longing to live, and I wish I could do all the things I know I can do, all the things I know I can do. And though I'm way overdue, I'd be starting anew. Can't you see how I wish I could be like a bird in the sky? Imagine how sweet it would be if I found I could fly. Why, I'd soar into the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing 'cause I know. I'd sing 'cause I know. I sing 'cause I know how it feels to be free. Imagine that, how it feels to be free. Do you know how it feels to be free? What is freedom? Freedom is without fear. Oh, freedom without fear. Oh, freedom without fear. I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all these chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things I should say. Say 'em loud, say 'em clear for the whole round world to hear. I wish I could share all the love in my heart. Remove all the bars that keep us apart. And I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you'd see and agree that every man should be free. Ooh.
Okay, nice.
Thanks
Well
for
done,
for doing
Randall,
that.
Charles, Daniel.
Yeah, thanks. That was great. I feel like that was a lot of good information.
Yeah, I think there are. I think the idea of circling can become a whole like overlapping, layered, textural kind of thing. And I was transitioning between your two different neighborhoods, and I was bringing in different
Yeah, it was great.
Daniels and Charles, and at the end bringing in the filled chroma with colored noise, and also black and white
Hey,
noise.
by the way, Randall, my picture just went out. I don't see anything but black on my screen.
Yeah, it's black.
Oh, okay.
Randall, that
Oh,
was good.
okay.
It feels like it's interesting to like connect with you in terms of like the circling, because every time it was good, is I feel like we started to get like a feel for each other. You saw me kind of go up and get big, and then you changed the layer. So it was good sort of communication. I thought when we were doing it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Greg.
Yeah, I think in general there's a lot of good stuff in there, Randall. Well done pulling that all together.
Yeah,
For me, it was nice.
it'll
I
be
mean,
a
for me,
lot
it was
better, but it's a start.
I think it's a great start. I don't know. I mean, it's like I feel like in a lot of ways, what we just did is what we're talking about. Is like figuring it out kind of in the moment, and like I feel like there's some really interesting things in there that we discovered just by kind of doing that. It was fun to play off of Charles. I know Charles, you were singing, but you move also. And it's just fun to play with like Randall playing with it and Charles playing with it and just respond. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I think what's kind of interesting for me is that it becomes a sort of hypnotic
Yeah,
um, moment of circling. It's stasis. It's not going anywhere. It's just circling,
yeah, yeah.
discovering.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was just playing with what I was hearing and seeing, and so it was satisfying, kind of
yeah.
responding,
So maybe we could try one other scene.
and just kind of try that same thing. Just everybody do their part and just kind of
Yeah,
play.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
great.
Let's try scene two.
All
So,
right.
so again, just to kind of reiterate the idea, um, I'm going to bring in, imagery of conflict, from protests and so forth, and I'm going to bring the sound in because I have it right here, and so the idea is to work off of uh, latency, delay, disconnection, um, and being out of sync.
Yeah, kind of
It,
elusive.
yeah, I mean, it's almost the opposite in a way of what has just transpired. It's like achieving this very fluid, circling motion, and then it becomes more disjunct
Yeah,
and
great.
perhaps angular. I mean, I'll leave it up to you, but I'm sort of imagining a kind of angular, disjunct, and abrupt, and jarring, um, almost like you're ricocheting off of one another.
Yeah, let's try. I'm game. Let's do it.
Okay. Okay. So, oh. So I'm just gonna work with this footage. I don't have anything really. I don't have. I have a whole bunch of things I want to do, but I haven't done them yet, and so I'm just gonna work with this footage in black and white for now, and
Yeah.
and bring the sound. And Charles, can you sing a little bit from the Oedipus?
Yeah.
So to get,
Yeah.
Could you start with that just to get a sense of it?
Okay. Trivium, 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 trivium. Trivium, 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 trivium.